Hi students, is matter pure? It is one of the lessons in your physical science textbook 9th class. Actually, is matter pure? Means what we are using matter. Matter means something, objects or equipments, whatever it. So we are thinking all these are pure. For example, we are going outside, we are going market for purchasing milk and ghee and rice. These we are purchasing. What we are thinking? Oh, I purchased very pure ghee and I purchased pure milk. Like that we are thinking. But scientists are saying exactly those are not pure. Because if you see milk it is containing fat, water, some calories, vitamins, like that. So many substances are there in the milk. Like that in the ghee also it is containing so many substances. What is pure? Pure means only one single substance. If it is containing, then it is called pure substances. But milk it is containing fats, vitamins, proteins and water. So many are there. So we can't call that milk as a pure substances. So scientists are saying those are not exactly pure substances. Those are called mixtures. Means mixture means it is containing more than one substance, that is mixture. Okay, see here mixture's definition. More than one substance mixed together is called mixtures. Means if it is containing more than one substance, that is called mixtures. So these mixtures are divided into two types. One is homogeneous mixture and another one is heterogeneous mixture. What is homogeneous mixture? The components are uniformly distributed. Uniformly distributed. The compounds are uniformly distributed in mixture is called homogeneous mixture. Means example, here I gave examples: lemon juice, air, sugar solutions. These are the examples for homogeneous mixture. Means for example, if you take lemon juice, in the lemon juice what we are adding? Some salt, sugar, lemons, like that. So if you take 1 spoon of lemon juice, it is containing some taste. Again, if you take another spoon of lemon juice, it is having same taste. It will not give that another taste. If you take third spoon of lemon juice, it is also having same taste. That means in that lemon juice, the compounds are uniformly distributed. In the lemon juice, the compounds are uniformly sugar, salt, lemon juice, all these are uniformly distributed. That's why we can call lemon juice as homogeneous mixture. And air it is containing so many substances: oxygen, carbon dioxide, so many nitrogen, like this. So many gases are there. But can you see oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, all this? No, we can't see. So these are uniformly distributed. In air also, so many gases are uniformly distributed. That's why air is also comes into homogeneous mixture. Sugar solution. Sugar solution is also comes into homogeneous mixture, because if you taste 1 or 2 or 3 spoons, whatever it, entirely it is containing that same taste, because the sugar is uniformly distributed in water. That's why it is also comes into homogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture means simply uniformly distributed the compounds. That is called homogeneous mixture. Now we see heterogeneous mixture. The compounds are not uniformly distributed. Here it is not uniformly, the compounds are not uniformly distributed in mixture, is called heterogeneous mixture. For example, sand in water. Take some quantity of sand and add in water. So we will observe sand in bottom position and water in top position. We can see easily sand and water. So we can't, these are not uniformly distributed. So sand in water comes into homogeneous mixture. And take petrol in water. We add some quantity of petrol in water. So petrol we can observe in the water easily. In the top layer it is having petrol. In the down layer it is having water. These are not uniformly distributed. It is comes into heterogeneous mixture. Solutions is the one of the important topic in your lesson. Solutions means the homogeneous mixture. Solution is must and should. What is that? Homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. Solution, it should be homogeneous mixture and it should contain two or more than substances from which we cannot separate its components by the process of filtration. Means these substances, two or more substances we can't separate by the process of filtration is called solutions. Solutions must and should have three characters. One is it should be homogeneous mixture, and next one is it should contain two or more substances in solution, and it cannot separate by the process of filtration. If it is having these three characters, then we can call solutions. These solutions are having two parts. One is solute and another one is solvent. These two parts this solution is containing. So what is solute? The component which is present less quantity in solution. So the component, two or more substances, I already told you, two or more substances. So if the substance is in less quantity, then it is called solute. If the substance is high quantity, then it is called solvent. Example, sugar in water. For example, if you dissolve sugar in water, which is less quantity, sugar is less quantity. So sugar, what we can call? Sugar we can call solute. And which is high quantity in that? Water. Water is high quantity. Then water we can call solvent. Sugar solution. This is sugar solution. In this sugar solution, sugar is solute and water is solvent. This is solution. And what are the properties this solution is having? One, in solution, the particles are very small size. Very small size. The particles in the solution. We can't see by naked eye. So we can't see with the eyes. The small particles, very small particles in the solution, those we can't see by naked eye. And the path of the light not visible in the solution. If you pass light into that sugar solution, not only sugar, any solutions, if you pass the light, we can't see the path of the light. See now, it is also one of the important topic in this lesson, concentration of solution. The amount of solute present in a given amount of solution or solvent is called concentration of solution. That means if you consider any solution, sugar solution, salt solution, lemon juice, any solutions, in that solutions, how much solute means less quantity. How much solute is there, that is called concentration of that solution. For example, if you take sugar solution, in that sugar solution, how much sugar is there, that is called concentrated of sugar in that water. So it is called concentration of solution. The formula of concentration of solution, mass of solute divided by mass of solution. Mass of solution. Solution is containing two parts. What are the two parts? Solute and solvent. So mass of solute divided by mass of solution into 100. This is the formula of concentration of solution. Here I gave one calculation. A solution is containing 50 grams of salt. 50 grams of salt in 200 grams of water. See now, 50 grams of salt and in 200 grams of water. Which is less quantity? 50 grams is the less quantity. So this we can call solute. And 200 grams means it is large quantity. This we can call solvent. This is solvent and this is solute. So in this solution, 50 grams of salt is there, 200 grams of water is there. Find out the concentration of solution. Here you have one doubt. Water is liquid. How can we consider into grams? Just you take one weighing machine, keep on one container on that weighing machine, add quantity. So in the display you will find out the readings, 100 grams, 200 grams, like that. You can take by using weighing machine, this 200 grams of water. So here solute, which is solute? Salt is solute. How much is there? 50 grams. Solvent means water. How much is there? 200 grams. Solution. Solution means it is containing solute and solvent. Both it is containing. That is only called solution. So here what is that solute? Salt. What is that solvent? Water. Salt plus water. How much is there? 50 plus 200. How much is there? 250 grams of solution. So here what is the formula? I said concentration of solution means mass of solute. Mass of solute. How much mass of solute? 50 grams. 50 by mass of solution. I did not say here solvent. I said here solution. Solution how much? 250 grams. I taken here 250 grams into 100. So if you cancel 0, 0 I cancelled and it is cancelled by 2. So 2 into 10, 20%. So the concentration of this solution is 20%. Like that we have to calculate concentration of solution. See now another type of solutions also here. One is suspension and another one is colloidal. These are also one type of solutions. First we see what is suspension. If we observe chalk powder in a test tube, means you just take one test tube. In the test tube you add some quantity of chalk powder and water. Chalk powder and water. What happened? First, this chalk powder was dissolved in the water completely. You are thinking the chalk powder, it was completely dissolved in the water. But after some time, the chalk powder does not dissolve in the water. It present like suspension. So you just take some quantity of chalk powder in the test tube and stir it. What happened? The chalk powder, it was completely dissolved in the water. But after some time, if you observed the chalk powder, it will be present in the bottom of the test tube. It will not dissolve. It will be present like suspension. Suspension means flush. It's present like suspension. We can see the particles by naked eye. So we can see the bottom of the test tube. Those particles, chalk powder particles, we can see. So by naked eye, it is a heterogeneous mixture. Just you compare once this suspension with solution. Solution is a homogeneous mixture, but here suspension is a heterogeneous mixture. In the solution, the particles we can't see by naked eye, but in the suspension we can see the particles by naked eye. In the solution, the components are completely dissolved, but here the particles is present like suspension. This is the difference between suspension and solution. But here not only chalk powder in the water, another example also here, soil in water. Just to take some quantity of soil in the test tube along with water. The soil first it will dissolve, but after some time the soil it will be present bottom of the test tube. It is also another example for suspension. So soil in the water is also comes into heterogeneous mixture. Now we see another type of solution, that is colloidal solution. Consider milk in a test tube. The particles uniformly distributed in mixture. So if you observe milk entirely it was in uniformly distributed. The particles are entirely uniformly distributed. Where you can see the milk completely, it is having white in color only, and the particles also uniformly distributed. But very small size of particles we can observe. But if you see clearly that milk, we can observe some particles, very small particles you can observe in the milk. It appears like homogeneous. So what we are thinking, milk, the particles are uniformly distributed, so it comes into homogeneous mixture. But actually if you observe milk clearly, you will observe very small size of fibers. So you can see the particles by naked eye, but it is looking like homogeneous mixture. But actually it is not. But it is not homogeneous mixture. It is heterogeneous mixture. Another example also I can say here, buttermilk. Buttermilk also comes into colloidal solution. We will observe some type of fibers in the buttermilk. Not only that, if you see our blood also, it is looking like completely red color, but some fibers it is having, that blood. So it is having two parts. It is having two parts. One is dispersed phase And another one is dispersion medium. This colloidal solution having two parts, dispersed phase and dispersion medium, which is present less quantity. In the colloidal solution, which is less quantity, that is dispersed phase. Which is present a high quantity in the colloidal solution, that is called dispersion medium. See here, once in milk we can't see the particles by naked eye. We can't. It is like a homogeneous mixture. But if you observe, we will see some small size of particles. Tyndall effect. The particles in a colloidal solution can easily scatter a beam of light. This scattering of beam of light is called the Tyndall effect. I already told according to colloidal solutions. Colloidal solution, if you observe colloidal solution like milk, we can't see the particles in the milk. But when we are passing light into the milk, we can observe some fibers in the milk. Not only that, buttermilk also. When we are passing light, actually we can't see the particles in the buttermilk. When we are passing beam of light in the buttermilk, we observe some fiber type of particles. So when we can't see the particles, when we are passing the beam of light, then when we can observe the particles. That effect is called Tyndall effect. For Tyndall effect, I will say another example also. When the light passing into that room, when the sunrise is coming to our room, we can't see any particles. Actually, we can't see any particles in our room. But when the sunrises are coming into our room, we will observe some particles along with that sunrises. That is also called Tyndall effect. Not only that, if you enter into that forest it is containing so many trees. So actually we can't see the fibers, particles. But when the sunrises are coming into our earth, we will observe some particles in the atmosphere and in the room. That is also comes into Tyndall effect. So here I want to give shortly about matter. Matter, it is maybe solid or liquid or gas, anything it should be. So this matter is divided into two parts. One is pure substance and another one is mixture. This pure substance is again divided into two types. One is elements and another one is compounds. Elements are examples: copper, iron, zinc, oxygen, nitrogen. All these are comes into examples for elements. Compounds means water, sugar, salt. These are comes into compounds. And here mixtures, I already told, mixtures are divided into two types: homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Example for homogeneous mixture: sugar in water, salt in water. For a heterogeneous mixture, example is sand in water, oil in water. In this lesson we discussed about what is pure substance and what is mixture, how many types of mixtures are there, homogeneous, heterogeneous. We discussed about solutions, solute, solvent, and again we discussed about suspension, colloidal, and Tyndall effect, about matter. These main topics we discussed. Okay, thank you.